Good morning everyone, and thank you for tuning in again. Time to provide an update and how good's winter golf at Magenta. It's I'm sure Ross would be happy with the way the course is playing at the moment. It's quite firm and quite fast, and you really have to think your way around the golf course. So we've come through some fantastic weather. And it's really sort of helped with producing the conditions that we've got out here today. Obviously we've had a bit of windy conditions this week just gone in the past, and it sort of makes playing a little bit tougher. And but I mean, there were some great scores out there on Wednesday considering the conditions. So again, there are good scores out there. So with that, sort of setting up the golf course, we're always trying to get the best out of the golf course depending on which day, and no matter what day it is, always want the best for it. So, setting up a golf course in those conditions can be quite difficult, especially when it's quite gusty, and making sure we try and find the right pin locations for the winds. So we'll continue to work on that and make sure we maximise the conditions for the day. So, while sort of on the course sort of set up, we've reduced the amount of times that the black course has been played at the moment, and that's it'll still be available for play on the monthly medals or any sort of special events. But we very rarely do we play the golf course in its true length or yardage. So 98% of the time the course plays shorter than its true yardage. So by removing the black course, it allows us to, on competition days in particular, make sure we're playing the number every competition. So sometimes I'll be forward and sometimes I'll be back. So it gives us variety in there. And so we'll sort of at times we'll see some of the blue course over sort of near where the black teeing area may be as well. So just to make sure that we get true yardage throughout the whole property, and that'll sort of flow through with the other courses remaining available as well. So also helps with recovery and spreading our wear a little bit better. When we've got quite a number of teeing areas, we sort of get sort of reduce in our tee positions, and we probably tend to sort of end up being in the same spot every time. So this, by removing the black course, that gives us a little bit of a help there for the wear and tear. So we also have our course closures on a Monday, one Monday a month, and those are a critical day for us. We're able to do some work to the greens without affecting players, and we have to do all 18 at the same time, otherwise we'd be too inconsistent out there. So not only the greens, but in our broadacre areas as well. We do quite a bit of spraying, and timing of applications is critical with some of those ones, especially around the wintergrass sort of germination. So we couldn't wait sort of 4 to 5 weeks based on that sort of scenario. So that's the reason again why we have all 18 holes closed one Monday a month, and we maximise that time and minimise the effects that it has on the player, on the golfers as well. So speaking of sort of some of the closures, we sprayed out our rough areas during the last course closure, and we had quite a few unwanted grasses sort of that had come up through the roughs, and it was a good opportunity to spray that out. So it's discoloured, and no doubt we'll see some of the wintergrass will die away, and hopefully the Kikuyu will as well, and we'll hit the Kikuyu in particular again, and again just trying to reduce the amount of Kikuyu on the property. We also, with the Kikuyu, spray it through the broadacre areas, the fairways and that, and we've got pretty good control in there as well. So also, when we had the course closed, we sprayed the third green with the Power Cure. So again, that was always sort of planned. After the establishment of that green, we knew we were going to germinate a bit of wintergrass, and so now's the opportunity to spray it out. And I'm sure we'll get a great result with that, and the playing surface will remain pretty playable for quite a while. There may come a time there in October where it may sort of become a little bit bumpy, and that's where we'll bring the 19th hole into play. Beauty of having that 19th hole is we can rotate that in there. And similar with expect to sort of see that 19th hole back in play over the next sort of next 3 months in particular, just to give the other par threes a rest. So yeah, just keep an eye out for that. And the other things that we sort of do this time of year is into our vegetation areas. So we've already done a little bit of work with reducing the amount of ISOs down there on the second hole, and we'll continue to work through the property with that. We'll also go around between the golf course and the neighbourhood area, and again make sure we've got the right appropriate plants in that area, and remove the unwanted stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much everything from me, but yeah, please keep getting out here, enjoying these conditions, and yeah, hopefully it sort of remains dry and firm, and we see some great scores out here. Thanks for tuning in.